Of all the tracks on our album, There Is Room is really the one that's most personal to our church. It was just this past Advent in 2008 that we were grappling with what it meant for Jesus to come and inhabit the world, and at the same time for Jesus to come and encounter humanity globally and us individually. And one of the themes we kept ruminating on in our sermons and in our services all throughout the Advent season was the fact that Jesus came to expose in our hearts the idols that we have, the idolatry that we hold above the worship of God, really the root of all sin in our hearts. Jesus came to open up and to show us that the only true object of our worship should be Him. Now, I was sort of commissioned informally by our pastors, by my other colleagues, to look at maybe a song setting that would encapsulate that idea that in our hearts there is a throne, and on that throne reigns something or someone, and oftentimes it's not Jesus. So I began kind of digging up some old hymns, and I ran across this hymn by Emily E.S. Eliot. Her hymn, if you read all the original verses, because we only retain the first in our recording, the other verses are written by me, but her hymn kind of goes in a different direction. But that first verse is what gripped me and intrigued me to press that hymn further along this idea of our hearts being a throne and of Jesus' incarnation being an opportunity for our hearts and our idolatry to reckon with Jesus and to be confronted by His majesty and His kingship. And that concept has always captivated me anyway, because I found it to be fruitful for my own life and my spirituality, to continually reflect on what are the idols in my life that I am clinging to that are sort of the beginning point of all the sin that is to follow. So it was that focus that we took at Cherry Creek this Christmas. And for some reason, I'm honestly not that good at writing texts, but this one came out pretty well. I feel good about it. I think it's a good move. Now, I know Emily Elliott wouldn't have intended for the hymn to go in this way, but I kind of took her first verse as a launching pad to move beyond it and to reflect on this theme of the gospel and our hearts.